Hi, welcome to another video. Today I want to share with you a little bit of my journey and what I've learned about mind body work and nervous system regulation, that I call it the nervous system regulation rabbit hole. Because here's the thing, as a manifestation student, I've gone down every rabbit hole you can imagine. Nervous system regulation, trauma theory, polyvagal this, somatic that, every manifestation tool under the sun. And I've also done different plant medicine ceremonies and psilocybin and mushrooms and all kind of ways that I have investigated somehow how the consciousness and nervous system are interrelated. And I've researched the hell out of it all. I love it. I find it fascinating. And the more I study, the more one thing becomes obvious. Mind and body are one system. Thoughts affect the body, and the body affects thought. And trying to separate them makes everything harder. For a while, I leaned heavy on somatics, grounding, breath work or staying with big sensations, expanding capacity, and it helped. And then I leaned into mindset and subconscious work, catching the story I'm telling myself, changing the meaning, doing affirmations, visualizations, meditation, prayer, EFT tapping, you name it. I know most of the subconscious reprogramming tools, EMDR. I've done a lot. And all of that helped too. But the real shift happened when I stopped trying to decide which one was the right way and let them support each other. Here's the truth. Your nervous system responds to what you think, and your thoughts respond to your nervous system, respond to your body. If your body is tight, overwhelmed, your mind will naturally go into fear-based interpretations. And if your thoughts are catastrophic, self-critical, or dramatic, your body will tense up immediately. You can't mindset your way out of a body in survival mode, and you can regulate your way out of a story that's limiting you. They work together. For me, after all the studying, all the tools, all the modalities, I always end up back in the same place. What story am I buying into right now? And is it helping me, or it's keeping me in a I need to fix myself identity? Because the real trap is this. People start identifying as someone who constantly needs fixing. They attach their self-worth to their activation level. They think the goal is to never feel fear again. They start treating regulation like a full-time job. And that's when the whole thing turns against you. Because if your identity becomes I'm dysregulated, well, you'll live down to it. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows and it amplifies. So if we bought the story that we were dysregulated and need constant fixing, that paradoxically sends the signal to our minds and bodies that feeling is dangerous. And you can have all the tools, all the knowledge, and still stay stuck if you're identifying too much with the idea that you need to fix yourself. There's a point where regulation becomes another identity, a place where you're constantly checking if you're activated or not, analyzing every sensation, and turning normal human feelings into something that needs managing. And that's when the process stops helping. So, how I approach it now. I use body tools when the sensations feel too big, too intense. It can be breathing, grounding, orienting, movement, whatever brings some space and allows me to stay when the emotions are kind of intense. And I use the mind and subconscious tools when the story needs to shift, clearing the meaning, updating old patterns, and choosing a direction, changing like in a one step at a time and one thought at a time, shifting my focus. I always feel like shifting the focus, it's very powerful because it really allows you to change how you perceive a certain situation. And sometimes, even if we have limiting beliefs, just shifting the focus to something that's actually working out right now, or using gratitude, that's another tool. That just like, the shifting the focus can always help you reset the energy for a moment and help you while you are feeling these big emotions or sensations. And I want to make a quick shout out to two of the fastest subconscious reprogramming methods I've experienced that helped when you're dealing maybe with trauma, with things that come from your childhood. These methods are called, one of them is rapid resolution therapy, and the other is the Lefko method. Both work with the subconscious mind and work to release the interpretations, the conclusions, the beliefs that you have around yourself and your identity based on what you've experienced in your life. They're amazing. They're really rapid. They're really fast. They don't take infinite sessions. Like, they're really, really fast. And they work with the mind, but again, by helping the mind release certain interpretations, certain limiting beliefs, the nervous system responds to these changes because they are using something that they call multi-level language. They not only speak to the conscious mind, but they also speak to the subconscious mind. And when you are able to do these kind of things, the nervous system will respond because the nervous system is responding to meaning, to interpretations. So these methods help the nervous system release the interpretation that something is dangerous when it's actually not. It's kind of like updating your software in your mind. So in general, there are two approaches that you can have while you are in a manifestation journey or healing journey, and it's top down versus bottom up. I'm going to explain them now. Top down is mind first. This is you catching the story. And you can ask yourself these questions. Am I making this moment mean something dramatic? Am I identifying with the fear instead of noticing it? Am I assuming that this sensation equals danger? Or am I just uncomfortable? This layer is crucial because your interpretation can either soothe your system or throw gasoline on it. And the second approach is bottom up, which is the body first. You can use breath work. It's just like taking deep breaths, grounding, movement, touch, somatic tools. Like there is a lot of information out there on internet if you'd like to search about somatic experiencing and everything that starts first with the body. They matter, they help, they expand your capacity gradually and make life feel less like walking around with a live wire inside your chest. But let's be real, you can regulate your body over and over, but if your mind is holding on to the story that I'm only okay when everything is perfect, your system will stay stuck in the same loop. Again, it's not about not having emotions or feeling sensations that might be uncomfortable. It's about staying in your body while you experience them. But again, you don't have to torture yourself. That's why I recommend that if you are experiencing really strong sensations and you don't feel like you have the capacity right now to experience those sensations, then you can reach out. Again, these are the tools that I've found more useful and fast rapid resolution therapy and the Lefko method. You can research on the internet. Okay, so my final words would be that at the end of the day, you can learn the tools, you can study the body, understand the mind, and use the techniques that actually support you. Just stay aware of where your attention is going and what you're identifying with. Because if you keep your identity in, I'm someone who needs fixing, the work will feel heavy. But if you keep your attention on your direction, your power, and who you're becoming, the same tools start to work completely differently. Use the practices, but don't forget who's leading. It's you. And this is something I wanted to share with you because, again, I feel like there is a lot of information out there around nervous system regulation. And maybe you start, to study and learn. And at the end of the day, I feel like we can learn a lot, but I think that sometimes we go into the rabbit hole and we lose sight of why we were there in the beginning. We start this journey because we maybe want to feel better or manifest dreams or heal something, and we end up over focusing a lot on what's not working or what's wrong, or this feeling of I need to fix myself, there's something wrong with me. And I know that that's not a nice feeling to have, but again, every day while you're in your manifestation journey or healing journey, just be aware of where you're putting most of your attention during the day. If you're putting it into fixing yourself and being perfectly regulated, maybe you're kind of missing the point. Because it's always about you going back into your power and using the tools for sure to improve your quality of life and to feel better. But again, there's no need to be perfect or to not feel human emotions. Like, it's okay. So thank you so much for listening. And if you like this content, you can like. If there's anything that resonated, you can leave a comment. You can share. You can subscribe. There are all options that you can take. And thank you so much for listening. And remember to keep it simple, have fun, and stay inspired. Bye.